Hello. I'm hoping this is an easier way to go live than the way I tried before that didn't work. This one just seemed to click, 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 and here I am. Whereas I spent like an hour trying to figure out how to use an encoder because I didn't see this option. Is this working? Is anyone here? I'm going to ask if someone sees that I'm live. So far, it seems like 0 people are watching, which makes me suspicious. Aha, but it looks like it's shown up on my my page. Hi, Rhea. Okay, I don't know how to find the link for this stream so I can share it. That's my next thing I need to do. Oh, hello. Can anyone help me find the link for this stream? Link, so I can share it? Like, can someone tweet me what the link is there? Oh, thank you, Rhea. Copy link. And just before I share it on Twitter, does it look like it's actually working? Like, is the quality? Either of you still here? Nope. Okay. So, oh yay. So what I'm going to tweet this. I'm live, ? I think it's actually working. Okay, I'm in my kitchen or my living room. The kitchen's behind me, so you're seeing my kitchen even though I'm in the living room at the dining table. And I don't know what that means, Rhea, but thank you. So today, what I want to do is try to make a fascinator. I am doing this for several reasons. Maybe I should wait and see if more people show up before I give the spiel about what I'm trying to do. I was hoping to get this started earlier in the day because my roommate is now going to come home any minute now and she wants not to appear in the live stream. Whoops, I shook the table. My roommate would like not to appear in the live stream. So when she shows up, I'm going to have to scoot the laptop aside to let her past. But I see there are 2 people here. Hi. I am live. Yes, thank you, Rhea. So what I'm going to do here is, I know that I was just away for 2 weeks for Worldcon, and then I was in Seattle for a few days after that. But I am leaving town again tomorrow to go to a wedding for which I want to wear a hat that I don't yet own, so I have to make it. I'm going to turn off the air conditioner because that's about to make a lot of noise. There we go. So right before I left for Dublin, I hit 1,000 subscribers, which is very exciting, but it also meant that I was traveling for 2 weeks. Hello, Joe. So I was gone for 2 weeks, and I didn't have time to like make any milestone subscriber count content. And then I'm leaving again tomorrow for this wedding. So I didn't have time to do anything else. And this is my sort of cheat to live stream something that is maybe thematically appropriate for my channel that I sort of was planning on doing anyways. So the dress that I'm planning on wearing to this wedding is, let me find a photo. It's lavender. And I was like, I have to wear a hat with this because the friend who's getting married in Pittsburgh is a fellow hat enthusiast like myself, so I have to wear a fabulous hat to her wedding. And I have promised her that I would wear a fabulous hat to her wedding. But the only hat I own that would go with this here dress is the big lampshade lavender one, and that's not going to work because that would be so monochrome, and on top of that silhouette, I would look so much like a standing lamp that wasn't going to be feasible. So I want to make a fascinator with a lavender base, and it's going to have some like gold and yellow trim because yellow is my friend's favorite color. She knows purple is my favorite color, so she will expect me to, of course, show up in purple. And then I want to honor her yellow with some trim from on the hat. So I went craft trim shopping the other day. And I bought this as the hat base, which is a different shape. So my other fascinator that I have that was my most recent Fancy BookTube hat is a teardrop fascinator. This is like whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. And I like that style, but because I already have one, I want to make something different. And I don't know how well this one is going to turn out, whether I'm going to like it enough that I'm going to like enter it into my hat rotation, my fancy hat rotation, to make it a Fancy BookTube hat. If I love how this hat turns out, I might make it my 1,000 subscriber hat. If not, I don't need to have a 1,000 subscriber hat. I can get a small one for Esme. Rhea sent me a link on Etsy to a shop with amazing little flower crowns for cats, and I have my eye on one of them. For the new Instagram, because the other thing that I just did to sort of up my social media presence coming back from Worldcon and hitting 1,000 subscribers was I started an Instagram. It's the Fancy Cat Lady Reads, and it's going to be just Esme with books, hopefully with nice things on her head, but it's not, as far as I'm planning, going to be photos of me. But that's the Fancy Cat Lady Reads. I have one Instagram post. I think there's a lot about Instagram that I don't understand. I keep clicking around the site like, what is this and how does it work? I'm social media incompetent. I'll figure it out eventually. But my plan for this is that I'm going to use this here fabric that I have so much of. There's a story behind why I have so much of this fabric. It's very poor quality, like it's not good fabric. It's all plastic. It's artificial, and you can tell. And I took a costume construction course in college that was really just a sewing class. And the final project for that was to make a dress. And we had to, oh, Rhea asks if the fabric supports ruching. Maybe, but that's not the plan. I'm gonna just cover this with the fabric and then add doodads to it because I have a lot of doodads to add. But the reason I have vast amounts of this terrible fabric is that I made this dress for my final project for this costume construction class, and the teacher specifically told us she had so little faith in us. She told us to buy really cheap fabric and buy twice as much of it as we needed. And so I ended up with a terrible dress made. It turned out quite well. I still wear that dress, and every time I wear it, I wish I'd made it with better fabric and bought half as much of it. It's this fabric, and this is enough to make a whole nother dress, which I'm never going to wear because it feels terrible against the skin. So the benefit of using this fabric is not only is it a decent color match for the dress I want to wear for the wedding, it's also an exact match for that dress that I own that I made in college. Joe points out that he suggested the Fancy Cat Lady Reads. Rhea independently suggested the Fancy Cat Lady Reads at Worldcon, and I took it as a sign because both of them had suggested it to me. So what I'm going to do is show you the rest of what I have here. I have elastic to make a chin strap for this thing. What a supportive teacher I had. Yeah. So this is sort of the size of a thing that could be like a small pillbox if you wanted to wear it that way and like put a comb in. I want to give a disclaimer that I am in no way a trained milliner. I have no millinery, bona fides or anything. I am just a person who likes wearing hats and has access to some craft stores. So I bought like a chin strap elastic to go with this, and I'm hoping that it works okay. I like the elastic as the fastening mechanism for my teardrop fascinator. It goes under the hair, and then I can sort of position it like that, as opposed to I've made one fascinator before for a friend where I just stuck it on a headband. That doesn't allow to position it however you want it. I'm hoping that this will work, that it won't like pull the shape of this out of shape because this isn't like a flat thing like the teardrop. So that's what I'm hoping. And then I have some nice things. So at the same store where I got this in the garment district, I went to 2 trimming stores. I got this lovely gold shiny applique thingy. I think I want to put it on top like that once the whole thing is covered in fabric. And then I have a yellow feather because, again, the friend whose wedding I'm going to loves yellow. And then I got these other feathers that are printed on. It's a package with 2 of them. I can take them out of the package now. I'm done with the packaging. This lovely print that's going to be a lavender that's going to look good with this. See, that's lovely. And I got 2 of them. This one I need to sort of fix the end of because it's a little tattered. So I have 3 feathers, all very nice. And then I have I also got these little foam leaves, which I don't know what I'm going to end up using these for. But they're little foam leaves. And I'm gonna try to cut this open. I have my fabric scissors here, but do I have real scissors? No. I have these scissors, but I'm not. These are like shreddies scissors. There's a story behind why I have these. It will work to get this torn open, but it's not the meaning of the scissors. Yes, Rhea, if you come to New York, we will go like craft shopping, fabric shopping, like trim shopping is fun. Like their whole bead stores, like for beading, and trim stores for trims for sewing in the garment district. There's a lot of it. And I like the trim stores for stuff to stick on hats, obviously. So these are my little, they're kind of foamy, plasticky something, but they're a decent looking texture and they're very small, so I can use these to just like add some texture if I need to add some texture somewhere, and they're hopefully an unobtrusive ivory color. And then I have some other things left over from my Easter bonnet crafting that I didn't use for the Easter bonnet around Easter. I have some spare butterflies. The yellow one, unfortunately, is missing its antennae, but I'll probably use it anyway because it's yellow. And then I have a white one and a brown one. We'll see if I use these. And then I have several of these larger butterflies along the blue and purple spectrum. I might pull one of, like, this one is a more lavender one, so I might use that. I haven't held it up to this to see if it looks good with the fabric. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. And then the other butterflies might be too big. And then I have these two spare birds. I'm not really planning on using them, but I have them. And then I have a bunch of beads. My younger self used to do a lot of beading. So I have a lot of beads that, like, my younger self took great pains to organize in beautiful little organizing trays. My younger self apparently had a lot of time for such things. And I have more beads in here. Beads. I don't need to show you all my beads. Yes, New York is both good for assorted specialty stores and bookstores. So I'm going to get started, and I'm going to be a very simple, crafty person. I'm just going to be using hot glue gun for this because I want to be fast, and I'm getting on an airplane tomorrow and the hat has to be done. Hot glue gun. So I need to start with the fabric. I think my plan to cover this is to do the top and the side separately, a little bit as if I were like sewing. I haven't sewn in years, but I'm going to kind of wing it. Woo, fabric. Do I have an easy bit of this to just have at, or do I need to like, well, that's going to be interesting for the side. That'll work. So I'm just going to, I'm not going to measure immensely or anything. I'm just going to take my fabric scissors and go snap, snap. So while I'm going snip, snip, well, that's getting to be the wrong size. Does this go all the way around? Not quite yet. Let's narrow this in again and go snap, 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 snap. Okay, this had better be enough of a rectangle. yeah, so this is way more than long than big enough in all of the ways. And then I did a woo fabric thing apparently. Okay. So I was looking for because I know back when I used to sew, which I do no longer because I do not own a sewing machine, and I no longer have access to like a school costume shop sewing machine. I used to have like a chalk thing that chalk pencil that you draw on the fabric before you cut it. It's not the Sharpie that I'm going to use. I have so much of this fabric. The bit with the Sharpie is not going to be visible. I'm just going to draw a little circle around the crown of the hat. So there I have a circle. This is all incredibly imprecise. Again, I would like to emphasize that no one has taught me how to make fascinators. I am merely sticking stuff on a stuff. There's 7 people here now. Hooray, you're watching me cut a circle of fabric to put on the crown of this hat. Most terrible scissor technique ever. In case you can hear that weird water running sound happening, because that's my toilet, and my toilet has always done that. Every time they tell me they've fixed it, it does it again, only different, so I've given up. It's just cycling through some water in the toilet bowl, and it does it like every 15 minutes or so. My toilet is, I don't know, it has an attitude. So this is going to be a circle of fabric for the crown of the hat, and I'm just going to glue it down, which means I have to plug in my hot glue gun. That would be smart of me. Ooh, 8 people now. So I should repeat, this is a fascinator that I'm making to go with a dress that I'm wearing to a friend's wedding in Pittsburgh in 2 days. And if I love how it turns out, I can enter it into my hat rotation as a 1,000 subscriber Fancy BookTube hat. It is going to be about the same color, the base color, as the lavender hat that I already have, which was not going to look good with the dress that I will be wearing to the wedding, unfortunately, and would also be too large for carry-on because I'm flying carry-on. So it has that against it, but it might end up being fabulous. We'll see. Hot glue tends to start flaking as it gets older. Yeah, I don't really care. It's not like this hat is going to be like a masterpiece. It's going to serve its purpose. And then if I love the hat like so dang much that if it starts to fall apart, I can like re-glue it with better glue. I seriously doubt that this hat is going to be a masterpiece, but we will see. Mostly this just has to get me through a wedding in 2 days. While the hot glue heats up, I need to sneeze. going to sort of maybe think about what this is going to do. I could fold that in half. If I were being really nice, I could do some ironing, and that would make what I'm about to do on the side a lot easier. I don't think I have time to like set up my iron though and an ironing board. Well, let's wait and see. So this is going to, let's just pretend I'm wrapping this around here. It's gonna have that on top. It's gonna look like this. I'm gonna wear it on my head, and then it's going to have feathers and leaves, butterflies. That's the plan. Is my hot glue gun ready now? Let's try it. So what I'm just going to do is put a ring of glue around the top of fascinator. Let's spiral it in a little bit. And then stick this right on top. Oh, that's not quite centered. But it will be fine. So this is loosely stucco top. I'm going to then do a glue around the edges of the fabric, which are not even because I just like did that circle by hand with scissors and a Sharpie. But I'm going to try to get the edges of that circle pinned down, and they will be covered by, hopefully in my master plan, the uneven edges of this circle will all be covered up by the fabric that I'm putting on the side. Okay, let's get more glue there. So I suppose I should say I'm incredibly grateful for the 1,000 subscribers. It's very exciting. It's very clear to me that I got there 100% through, shout outs from other people in the community and 0% through YouTube actually deciding to recommend my content. But that's a snitty snit for another day. Thank you to everyone who has shouted out my channel over the 3.5 years I've been on BookTube. Here's to many more, both years and friends. Okay, I'm just adding more little bits of glue in bits of places that need it. Bits of glue, bits of glue. I'm sure you all want to see my cat, but she's asleep in my room. If she wakes up and comes and says hi, that will be nice. I'm not going to fetch her and invite her out while there is hot glue. That could be dangerous though. Okay, so that is the top bit of fabric on the hat. This is now the part where I really should get out the iron and ironing board. And I don't want to, but I think I'm going to. Yes, no. Should I get out the ironing board to make this actually, because I need a crease in this. Get out the ironing board. Yes, yes. Okay. I'm gonna unplug the hot glue gun for safety purposes, and I will be right back. Right back. Pull down the board, everyone, while I'm gone. I'm back. Hi. There's the iron. I have just a chair. Is what I'm gonna do. New York apartment-sized ironing board. Let this puddle of fabric on the floor go away. What is this? I am trying to make a small hat. That is what this is. I'm going to be ironing some fabric. This is in celebration of hitting 1,000 subscribers on my BookTube channel, where I talk about books while wearing fancy hats. So I would like this edge, this actual edge, to be the visible bottom edge of the thing that's going to go underneath the brim here. And then, so I'm going to, I think, fold and do this, iron that crease so that I have something that's at least semi-decent. Oh, I didn't plug in the iron. That's why it hasn't heated up yet. Look at me getting ahead of myself. To be fair, and I said this earlier, but it bears repeating, I'm not a trained milliner. I am merely someone with a hot glue gun and a fascinator base and a lot of trims. So on the new Instagram, I've started following all of these like actual milliners on Instagram. Oh boy, this is fancy. Anyways, if anyone has recommendations for accounts I should follow now that I have an Instagram, I am open for it. Here we are. I have spray water in the iron. Let's hope it works. My iron has been temperamental recently. But there, the spritzy spray works. Let's turn off the steam. Mostly who I want to follow on Instagram is going to be Bookstagram. Is there like a specific like Bookstagram SFF community? Because those would be the accounts I would want to follow, like Bookstagrammers with sci-fi fantasy books, because that's also me. And then milliners I want to follow, and fantasy artists I want to follow. So if anyone has ideas for Instagram accounts that fall into any of those categories, whom I should follow, maybe don't tell me in the comments of this stream, maybe like DM me on Twitter. or shoot me an email or something. I have both Twitter and email links in the descriptions of my videos and on my main YouTube homepage. And this is good. This is very good. This is looking actually like nice. What do you know? Okay. So I'm gonna make sure that this is gonna work. So this is my nice little crease that will go right along the top there, looking nice and tidy and oh so, I don't know, professional. This is gonna go around. Yep, this is gonna be good. Okay, so I'm gonna unplug the iron. And put away, well, I'm not gonna put this away because that would mean leaving the room again, which I don't want to do while I'm still live streaming. I am going to put the iron over on a different table to cool down. There we go. Okay. And then I'm gonna plug back in the glue gun to start it heating back up again. The next phase is going to involve this. I think something I should have done while the iron was hot was done one end like this. And it's too late now because one end is going to be a top. The other end is going to be a bottom, like atop it and beneath it when this wraps around. I am going to trim off some extra fabric that, well, not that way around. I don't think we have a lot of extra. Maybe it would behoove me though to trim some of this extra. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Try to actually make this a straightish line. And get rid of some of this extra bulk of fabric that I don't need sitting around the rim. Brush. And then this is perfectly circular. There is no front or back yet. There will be, because when the edges come together, that's going to be the little seam on which I stick the main thingy. I think I'm just going to start going and be like one bit at a time. What I'm saying makes sense in my head. You'll see what I'm talking about. So there's a little bit of hot glue gun there. I'm going to use it to just stick on here. Yes? Yes? Oh, I should have done that a little higher up. I think that'll work. There we go. Stuck. And then I think from here on out, I'm going to do this along here. Scrunk, scrunk, scrunk. Splop. I'm going to fix up that end there where I first put it on. Stick. Scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. Stick. I've often wondered, like, what it would be like to actually try to get into like the actual millinery business, and then I remember that it's like the fashion world, and I don't think I want to do that. Scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. But there are like milliners in New York who you can like apprentice to, but I don't have a degree in like any related fashion field, so I don't know if I'm qualified. But that's like a tangent based on the idea that in a fantasy world, like if I lived in a fantasy kingdom, my dream job would be I would be like the town milliner. Maybe. I don't know. Scrunch, 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 scrunch. There we go. This is coming along quite nicely, yes? Yes, yes? Scrunch, 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 scrunch. Oh, there we are. Here we're coming around to the point where I think I want to fold this under like that. Well, maybe not quite yet. Maybe I want to scrunch a bit more. Just a little bit. Wop. Oh, I'm running it close to the end of this hot glue stick. And then I'm going to put this end here like that. It's going to be a few too many layers of fabric, but I don't think that will look terrible when I stick feathers on top of it. I don't think you'll see that. Oh, end of this hot glue stick. New hot glue stick. Emergency, emergency. Okay. Scrunch. I'm also going to stick some hot glue in here to just smush it flat. Okay, I've got the little hot glue ends that are starting to pop up everywhere. The dangers of hot glue. So this is getting closer. Woohoo! So then what I think I need to do in order to get this to fold under without much trouble is to notch it in a few places. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna do anything super fancy, just snip, snip, snip around the edge. It's weird. I haven't like sewn anything in forever, and there are these weird half bits of knowledge of how you sew stuff that are like that come back to me like, oh, there's a way to do this. And sometimes I remember them and sometimes I don't. I just know there is a way to do this and I've forgotten it. Squunch. Each of these little crenellated bits or whatever. I'm just gonna squunch them in and squunch them down. Just hot glue until all the troubles go away. In Discworld, you can judge a wizard by his hat, yes, but not so much a witch, I don't think. Really, this is how you line a baking tin. See, I don't bake. I think sometime in the next year or so is when I'll try to actually adult enough to bake in this kitchen. But it's a small kitchen and I share it with a roommate, and baking takes a lot of stuff and space. So I haven't done baking before, but I don't know. There we go. And again, with this double layer, I'm going to add extra hot glue. Oops. Hat. Well, that turned out as well as could have been hoped for, I think. All of the hot glue bits, all of the hot glue bits. And then I have fabric on the inner rim here, so if I wanted to actually sew the elastic in when I get to the end instead of hot gluing it, I can do that, and that would make it, I think, more sturdy in terms of holding the hat on the head. Functionality, important. So the next thing I want to add is this applique. It's going to go on top like that. Except I know that right here is where I'm going to start adding feathers and butterflies and stuff. So I want that to be aligned with this, not this. So that's what I'm going on. And then what I'm just going to do is I'm going to add hot glue to the edges of this. Not all of them at once because I don't want it to dry. Whoops. I'm going to put the glue gun over here. That'll be better. And center it. Scrunch down, scrunch down, scrunch down. How far did I glue? Or further in this direction than in that direction. Okay. So this is going to look like before I go any further. I'm going to get the middle bit. Squirt. Dot of glue in the middle. And this one came out, so I'm going to redo that. Squirt and squirt. Squirt. It's going. Yep, shiny bits. It's time for the shiny bits. So my idea for the color scheme of this hat was a little bit muddled because I knew I wanted yellow, but I knew that if I just did yellow, it wasn't going to look right. So I needed to do some sort of spectrum of yellow and gold. So I went with a warmer gold for this because there were a lot of different types of things one can glue on at various trim stores in different sorts of gold. So I went with a warmer gold that's going to look good with the yellow. That's the hope, at least. So that is on now. I don't know if I'm going to do it on this side. On this side, it'll depend once I get the feathers on here, I think, on just how it looks in the mirror. So I think I'm putting all 3 feathers right here. What if that one goes straight? That one goes up. And this one goes here. What do you think, guys? Is this, should I only use, the other option would be to do 2 feathers like that and 1 like that? No, I think I need this one to be going up, 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 up. This is the yellow one is the statement feather. Yellow feather in the middle? Okay. But can I angle it like further up while it's in the middle? Like if I put it behind the other 2, I can angle it. No, I can't. Well, I could angle this one even further in the middle and top. Like this? Yeah. Is that what you mean? Too dramatic. I don't know what to do. Yes? Like this, yes? Ah, in the middle and top. I get it. Like that. Is that with feathers on hats and fascinators before? So I'm going to glue the feathers together as a piece, sort of how I want them arranged. And then I'm going to glue the feather piece, glue the 2 bottom feathers, the patterned ones, together. Like so. Part of the nice thing about live streaming a hat crafting is that I have like a mirror that I'm looking at right here where I can like hold it up. That was an unexpected benefit. Okay, I'm gonna add some more glue on the other side now that I like the angle of it. Squash. Wait for that to cool. Move that apart, there we go. So this is the first 2 feathers. And then if you'll notice, I'm tactfully procrastinating the decision of which of several items I'm going to use as like the anchor for these feathers. Like the thing that I put on the bottom of them. Because that's going to be a statement, whatever I do, and I don't know which statement I'm making it. Kind of have this vision that once the feathers are on, I'll hold different things up and say, does this look right? Okay, wait, was doing this, and then, yeah, right there. Let's hope this ends up being the right angle when I actually it's gonna look good, I think. I need to wait for that to glue, and then I'm gonna add some more glue on top. So much glue. And more glue. Gluey, gluey. Gluey, gluey. Oops. It's just going to be a glob of glue at the bottom, which is going to be okay because I'm going to cover it up with a statement piece upon which I have not yet decided. I'm still waiting for that to cool because that is a lot of glue. So then I need to start deciding upon a statement piece. I could go with, I don't want to do the darker purple butterfly or the more bluish one because I think that's just too many extra colors. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could do this butterfly. The other option is smaller yellow butterfly because I would like to feature yellow because yellow is my friend's favorite color. That's the reason I want there to be yellow on the hat. But then would I put this somewhere else and would it, you know, outshine the intended featured yellow? I wish the big butterfly I had were yellow and the smaller one I had were purple. But alas, it is not so. A little swarm of butterflies. Yeah, I'm thinking there are going to be some other butterflies around the hat. But I think I need like a big something, like maybe in a little bed of little foamy leaves right atop the whatnot. So this isn't totally dry yet, but like we're discussing what's going to go here. There. See, I think this butterfly is just too purple and too big for this particular spot. I think I maybe perch it somewhere else. I think it needs to be this one. And I'm gonna give it some little leaves to nest in. But first, I have to get the angle of the feathers right. And this is, I think, where I have to decide what side of my head I'm gonna wear it on. Am I gonna wear it here with the feathers like so, which, oh, yes. The answer is yes, right? Or am I going to wear it like that with the feathers like so? And the answer is no. So it's going to be like this. Yes. Do I have the white butterflies? I only have one white butterfly, and it's the small one. The first one? Which one was the first one? The yellow one? You know, I'm going to reserve the right to make artistic decisions here. I'm sure it is not going to be unanimous, but I think I'm going to use the yellow one. But I'm not going to use it alone. I'm going to try to fit some butterflies on other parts of the hat as well. So if I wear the hat like this, do I want to wear it on my left side like this? On the left is how I wear my other fascinator. Or I could make it a fascinator that goes on the right. I'm tempted to just be contrary and make it a fascinator that goes on the right because my other one is a fascinator that goes on the left. Does anyone have any opinions? Whoops. You know, in the mirror, I liked this better the other way, but I'm remembering that it's a mirror image. Left side looks more regal. Left. You know, you're right. I don't know. I will remember that I wear it on the left if I make it on the left, because then I will have two fascinators, both of which I wear on the left. So I'm going to go with it. So here, and then I want to get the angle so it looks right when I wear it. Wait. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Is that right? See, I think that looks dramatic, but I can't see it from all angles. I think that's it. I think that's what I want. Okay, so holding it right there, I'm gonna stick the hot glue gun underneath and get it glued down. Holding it in place, exactly in place where it was when it looked good. Then hopefully it will still look good when I take my hands away. Anyone have anything to chat about? We've been going for an hour now. I thought my roommate was going to be home by now, but she's not. She's going to be very surprised that I'm still crafting when she does get home, because I thought I would be done by now, because it took forever for me to figure out how to live stream. I got it wrong several times first. What am I reading right now? I'm reading The 10,000 Doors of January. I'm failing at my ARC August TBR. I'm only going to, assuming I finish 10,000 Doors either tonight or tomorrow, which is a bad thing to be assuming because I'm packing to go on a trip, and I'm not even halfway done with the book. But I'm loving The 10,000 Doors of January. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm failing at my ARC August TBR because that's only my second ARC I've read this month. And then I'm still reading the Irish fairy tale book that I brought to Dublin with me. I'm nearer to the end of that though, but I'm not sure I'm prioritizing finishing that right away. Because it's nice to have a book of fairy tales going, you know? Okay, so I think that's set like that. Is that where we had it? Yes, yes, yes. Someone is reading one of the retellings I recommended in one video. Which retelling is that? I've recommended a lot of them to a lot of people. Oh, please tell me. I'm dying to know. And yes, everyone else, please do share what you're reading in the chat. That will be fun. A floof entered your table. Which floof is it? My floof is still asleep on my bed. Oh. The fat one. Let's see. So this is here, and then I think this is just a lot of glue. I've added a lot of glue, and I want it all to cool before I do more stuff. And in fact, I think I should add more right there. This is my sort of like just make a brick of hot glue gun approach to crafting. Brick of hot glue. The stuff is embedded in just this mass of hot glue. So then I'm going to use the yellow butterfly, but I'm going to give it a little bit of leaves. Oh, go on, stay. I just need to hold it like this until it's done. Done getting cool. Oh, that was not the sound of my roommate coming home. That was someone else coming home down the hall, I think. Anyone have a good joke? I don't. Okay, gonna call that done, set that aside. And bring it back. No super offensive jokes, please. So I think what I want to do is add some of these little leaves like that and then put the butterfly top them. Whoops. Ooh, maybe like that? I'm going to, I'm sorry, I set you all an impossible task to come up with jokes. No one likes jokes. They make people sad. I'm going to just start, gonna do some hot glue, because of course. And then I'm going to start doing, somewhere higher up there. I'm gonna start sticking some of these little white foamy bits, little leaves, onto it. Like so. What about that? Yes? I think I need one more leaf. I actually need one to go down off the bottom of the hat, like yay. Yeah, and then like that. I think that's what I want, yes. Oops, that's upside down butterfly. Like that. Yes. 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 Might want to stick some another, because 4 is like an unnatural number for leaves. So I want to stick a 5th one but like not as part of the main constellation of leaves. This is where I'm just doing it by feel, by what looks right to me. Just sort of oh yeah, up the thing like that. Underneath that leaf. go underneath there. Yes, that's where I want it. Like that. And then that sets me up to be able to do asymmetrical scatterings of leaves elsewhere if I want to. Oops. I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with it so far. I'm glad to see you're discussing books. I think it's books you're discussing. Good. I approve. So, if I really wanted, this could be done. Like half of being creatively competent is knowing when to stop, right? But part of me also doesn't like leaving all of this just like plain when I could add, I don't know, beads, butterflies. This is where I'm just going to fiddle around and see if anything I can do will make it look better than it already does. Ooh. What if I put some of these like, no, that doesn't look right. It needs something on the edge. Yes, it does. So maybe at this point I give up on the butterflies and leaves and turn to the beads, because I've got a lot of beads. And I can make like a trim of beads. And that would be nice, right? In the edge, like this edge? Is that what you meant, Rhea? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, that could be beads. It could be leaves, but that's just too much of that pale ivory, I think. White is supposed to be for the bride at a wedding, right? Like I'm pushing it with my little leaves. But I have a lot of bead options. I don't know if any of them, if like I have enough of anything gold. And like these are gold. Those are the wrong color gold. Those would clash. Ooh, 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 ooh. Mm. These are too jewel tone. I think I'm going more pastel with this. These are also like dark purple. This is not good. Oh. So it's gonna be lavender, I think. I have a lot of purple beads, obviously, because I'm me. Have several types. I have these little pearls. Do I have clear ones? I have ugly clear ones. And I have these. I have, these ones are the same but bigger. And then I have in here I have a whole ton of these, which are not the same, even though they look the same. They're different. I also have some of these things. Yeah. What if I were to alternate, like, so I have enough of these white ones that I can do. These are like shell. What type of shell is this? I can make a pattern that would look good on the lower edge, I think. So if I do like, because I can go by this to make a pattern so it stays evenly spaced. So like I can do one of these with like one of these on either side or like up there. So one of you is insisting embellishments on the bottom. The other is insisting on embellishments on the top. I'm going to make the call based on what I think looks good. And I think it might be a combination of both. If I do shells along the bottom, and little purple beads along the top. Or, see, if I put the shells up top, that's too clunky. It looks like it's just part of this that got lost. Does anyone want to tell me I'm brilliant and that this is totally going to work? The other option would be dark purple, which I don't want to do dark purple because I have no other dark purple in this. All of my purple is lavender. Oh, the indecision. The indecision. If you have clear beads, lower edge, light purple, lavender, or white, be careful. Be careful, yes. I will be careful. Going to look at what that looks like. Yeah, so I'm going to do something I like along the top. And then I'm going to see what looks good with that along the bottom, and it might be these beads or it might be something else. I'm heeding advice and being careful. Stick. Stick. Oh, that's nice. So that's this. I'm going to do that all the way around. This looks a little bit like a fancy cake, like it's going to be edible, delicious. Will I sometimes do a fancy update with brunch? Do you mean like having brunch at home and doing like a live stream? Does that mean I have to cook my own brunch? I can do that. Maybe. Can't promise it will look fancy. Brunch only looks fancy when I buy it elsewhere. But it tastes good when I make it at home. There are some frozen like brunch items. When I lived with my best friend, we used to do like a Sunday morning apartment brunch where we would just buy different like pastry things from Trader Joe's and make brunch out of it every Sunday. I could do something like that, maybe. Those are the little beads. That looks good, yes? Yes, that looks good. I'm actually really super pleased with this. This is delightful. So then my option would be to do these along the bottom, but I like that less now. We're going to be looking at other options for the bottom. So it's starting to get a little heavy. I think it's still going to hold on with the elastic just fine. So I'm going to close up the bead stuff. Where did these come from? Oh, I think they were just in here. Ooh, what beads are in here? Those are nice. I may have some more craft items I could pull out that I wasn't. Oh, I totally forgot I had a little bird. The bird is just too much. So I'm sitting here staring at this, wondering what it needs around the bottom rim, the bottom edge. I love these little beads I've added on top, but no one else has commented on them, so I'm worried that you all silently despise them. It needs to be gold. I think what I add down here needs to be gold. And I don't know that I have anything more that's gold. I might have some ribbons or something. But I don't want to go digging. Beads, beads, beads. The white butterfly needs to go somewhere. Yeah. Woo, 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 woo. Wait, what if it goes up there? Like it's flying away off the top of the hat. I'm doing this wrong. That way. Like so. I wish I had a hat stand so I could set this on a hat stand. Look at what it actually looks like. I'm going to use, what if I use my laptop as the hat stand? No, it doesn't stay. You all can be the hat stand. Nope. My iron can be the hat stand. Come back here, little iron. You're all cool now. So, hat is angled approximately like so on my head, a little further back. The iron doesn't like that. Well, I can hold that there. Yeah, I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna do it. Scrunch. I think I needed more hot glue. Put a bit right there. There we go. So that, if I angle it on my lovely hat stand in the other direction, it's going to look like that. You know what? In the other direction, I can just use my head. It's going to look like that. Isn't that delightful? That is delightful. And my other idea is, instead of doing something even around the bottom, I could just do like a couple more spurts of leaves like this, and then like anchor each of them with a bead. I think I like that. I think I'm gonna do it. Wish me luck, sort of alternating up and down around like that, and put a bead on each one. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna let myself overthink it. Just gonna do it. Because we are so close to done with this hat, you guys. So close. Crunch. Scrunch. I think that's just going to be 3 of them if I space them evenly. Yes, like that, with 3 beads that I think have to be yellow or goldish, and I have just enough of these. Do I have anything fancier than these? Okay, I'm gonna hold these aside. Those are too orange. Those are not fancy. These are not yellow. Gonna look in the bin. Is anyone still here? I haven't gotten any comments in a long time. It makes me concerned. These. It's going to be, I can get the light ones. One of these colors has to work, right? Hi. One of these colors. I'm gonna have to clip the thing, which means I'm gonna have to have some place to put them all. I'm not sure I have an empty receptacle in my many bead containers. all of the beads off of this string. Just gonna let them go into the middle here. What are those? These are beads. They are Bead Gallery brand beads. I'm assuming they came from Michael's or somewhere. And there is a gold color in this string that I want to use. And again, I don't have real scissors, so I'm using these disaster things. Ah! Those of you in Europe, is it getting very late? I'm sorry I went this late. I didn't mean to. Snip. Anyways, we're getting near the end here. 1 a.m. in Finland. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Oh, I only got half of them, which is fine because then I don't have to deal with the other half of them, and I have enough of these here. You've had coffee. That's good. I have tea that I started before I even tried to start live streaming. So it's very old cold tea now. So it's a little dot there to anchor that. I want to try it a little further up this time on the next two. It's a little better. Yeah. Thank you. Paul, you're joining just as I'm nearly finished with this hat. There's all the hot glue stuff. Yes, this is a little over the top. Maybe I should have stopped while I was ahead. But I'm going to be wearing it with a monochrome lavender dress, so perhaps it's all right. And I think I'm going to not do the elastic on the live stream. I think I'm going to save that to do because it's going to be a little time consuming and boring, and it's not the fun part. But the hat is going to sit like so on my head. It'll look like that. All around. Yes. So this hat is now done, I think. I will be wearing it to a wedding day after tomorrow. I'll be out of town for another few days because terrible amounts of travel. So don't expect any more content on this channel until after the weekend. But then there will be more content, I hope. I just posted my Space Opera September and Tome Infinity and Beyond TBRs in one video last night. That just was posted. You all like it, I hope? The hat? Yes. Am I going to wear a dress? Yes. Oh, at the very beginning, I showed a photo of the dress that I was making this hat to match, but most of you weren't here yet, so I should show that again. Where did my phone go? I could just show you the dress, but that would be hard to show on camera. It would be better to show the photo of me wearing it. Where did my phone go? There it is, under the bin lid. So the dress I'm going to be wearing it with is going to be this dress. So I think that's going to look good. Yes? Yes. So wearing this dress to the wedding of a friend who both likes hats and likes yellow, so I needed to sneak some yellow into the hat. Will this hat make the hat rotation? We'll see how it holds up on my travel. We'll see how it is received at the wedding. We'll see what it actually looks like when I try to wear it with stuff. But I'm pleased with it. It's, I have high hopes for this hat. So I'm going to unplug the hot glue gun. I'm going to also mention, no, I'm not going to, because I was going to tell you what I was getting this friend for a wedding gift, but she might watch this, so I don't want to spoil it. But I'll be traveling carry-on, and I'll have to try to protect the hat and the wedding gift in carry-on. So I have some packing to do tonight, and I'm hoping that the hotel we're staying at has an iron with a steamer for the dress when we get there, because it's going to be all scrunched up in my luggage. Anyhow, thank you for 1,000 subscribers. Oh, fun fact. This will actually be the first time I've attended a wedding in my adult life. The last wedding I attended was when I was a child. That was the aunt who recently got divorced and gave me her ex-husband's cat. So that's been a very long time since I've been to a wedding. And I don't know what to expect, but I am going with a friend. We're flying in from different places, but we're flying back on the same flight. So she's renting a rental car. She'll get in like an hour before my flight, pick up the rental car, and then come and pick up me at the airport, and we're going to our hotel from there. I've been told our hotel has a jacuzzi. I'm pumped. And so that is all. I'm going to figure out how to end a stream. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you are having a nice day. Now that I'm wearing a hat, that is all. Bye for now.